Hi, my name's Fiona. I'm 34. I live in Christchurch in New Zealand, and earlier this year I was lucky enough to meet Helena and get on Mission Slim Possible, and it's working really well for me. This week at my weigh-in with my personal trainer, I hit the 20 kg mark, so obviously really stoked about that, and part of the reason is because I'm on Mission Slim Possible. Now, how has Mission Slim Possible changed my life, you probably want to know? Well, since meeting Helena, obviously there's been the weight loss has been the obvious thing, but the most important thing for me is that I really feel like I've got the control back in my life. There's a lot of freedom around food. I used to feel quite anxious about eating. You know, when was the next meal going to be? What if it wasn't yummy enough? And I went looking for other food to compensate, and I ended up binging because, of course, I'd break down and things like that. So diets hadn't worked for me. I knew that my thinking around food and eating had to change, and that is where Helena came in with Mission Slim Possible. The other thing you'll probably want to know is, was it easy to change and to maintain the change? And yes and no. I actually fell off Mission a couple of weeks in, but Helena sends emails after the workshop, so all it took was to go back and read the awesome stuff that she'd written, and I was back on Mission. There's still some challenges, of course, because that's just how life is, but you know, the things that you'll learn that Helena will teach you will help you deal with all of those things, and suddenly they don't really look like challenges at all. Why was this the thing that made me change? Partly it was the timing. I had gained a lot of weight over a short amount of time, and I knew that I had to change. Having done lots and lots of research in the past on nutrition and things like that, I knew what to eat and I knew how much I should be eating, but for whatever reason, I'm sure you know, I would break down after a while and just end up just destroying it all and, you know, falling off the wagon, if you will. So I knew what had to change was my thinking, that it was all up here, and that's exactly what's happened. Helena will teach you about why diets don't work, how your brain responds to language, the science behind building habits, the important role that our emotions play. And for me, that's been the overall reason that this has been the reason that I've been able to change, is that the science behind it, it just made sense. Suddenly it was all laid out for me, and it just clicked. It clicked, and I remember saying to my partner after day one of the workshop that the 4 principles we'd learnt about that day and exercised at lunchtime even were all very basic and very simple and common sense, really, but for whatever reason in my life before, they'd never stuck. So Helena will help change your perspective. Think of your brain like a computer. You're about to have it rebooted and new software, a new operating system installed. So I see things very differently now. I think differently about food and exercise as well. I think you can trust what I'm saying, because I'm not one of those people who has always naturally taken to exercise. I don't even like to watch sport, so this was a big change for me, and nothing's really worked in the past, and so I'd gotten to that point where I'd kind of given up hope, and I was a secret eater, overeater, you know, or a fat kid, so I've never been the skinny person either. I've always struggled with food, weight up, weight down, you know how it is. So I think if I can do this, anyone can. I thought I was the unchangeable person, but I'm not. So good luck on your mission.